Welcome to Frontline Focus, the podcast where we bring you inside RevForce, sharing stories, insights, and the real life experiences of our team members who are out there making an impact every day. I'm your host, Chantel, aka TechDiva, and today we're chatting with Jazmin, our co-founder and CEO. We are going to hear a little bit about her journey, her role, and about how her and Mike built an amazing company together. Let's dive in. Jazmin, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on here. I know it's never easy and you're a busy woman, so it's great to have you on and get a little bit more insight to what you do and who you are. I want to kind of start off with just saying, we understand RevForce. Your husband Mike talked about that a little bit, but explain RevCore to us. What is RevCore?
Yeah, so we essentially split the company into two different pieces because of the fact that it was going to be confusing for people. RevForce is all about the talent that runs the tech. If RevForce is the talent, then RevCore is the tools that we use every day to get our jobs done. So essentially, if you're a small business owner, you are probably utilizing 2, 4, 10, maybe 50 different single point solutions to run your calendars, your CRMs, your invoicing, your, everything that runs your business and powers your business today. And unfortunately, it makes it very difficult for people who are technicians to come in and help you streamline your business when we have to learn so many different tools. It's just like if you went to a store and bought a whole bunch of tools that don't all match, they don't have a toolbox they fit in, right? Well, It's the same kind of thing with our tech today. So a lot of companies, in order to try to become more efficient, streamlining just having a single tool that can do many functions is a much better solution. And so that's what RevCore is all about. It's just a all-in-one platform for small businesses.
Yeah, and I know our clients and our community loves the fact that they don't have to Frankenstack all of their tech. So it's awesome to have that software. What a great way to explain it, Jazmin. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit more insight to that. So what drew you to your area of expertise? And was this something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, so, I think it might surprise a lot of people being a co-founder of a software company that I wasn't always in tech. Actually, up until around 10 years ago, I was actually in the service industry and more hospitality and or medical client management. And so it was a big shift for me. I wasn't really used to using computers for a very long time. Honestly, I didn't even have my very own laptop until around 2017, which, like I said, it wasn't really that far ago, that long ago when I wasn't actually in the tech field. So there are hope for you guys out there who are thinking, I could never make the transition. I'm too old. I never got started soon enough. Everything's changing. Well, the beautiful part about tech is that, new things come out every single day. And you know what? You have just as much chance to learn that new thing as the next person who probably also hasn't touched it yet. A lot of us are getting that experience when it comes to AI. AI has only been out for a little over 2 years, 3 years, and it seems like it's permeated so much of our culture, but there are so many people that have never really even touched AI yet. So there is room for everybody to grow and change. But I basically was started out as I was trying to build a website for myself, for my my side project I was building. And I went to YouTube University to learn how to do that. And before I knew it, other people found out that I was building a website for me and asked, well, hey, could you build one for me as well? And I could pay you. And before I knew it, I was a web developer and also a graphic designer and marketer. And that's kind of how I got my start. And I just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. And I will say, a lot of people don't know this, but you're my sister. Your husband is my brother-in-law. And so I know a little bit about, you've always actually had a really good talent artistry-wise. So you have vision and you're really good at mapping things out, designing, architecting. So that's definitely something I didn't see for you, but it's awesome that you were able to do the YouTube University. I tell people all the time, why go to college when you can just watch YouTube, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So kind of wrapping into maybe not something you were going to do, not something you were going to tackle, but you were able to problem solve, right? You're problem solve for yourself with the career you're going to go into. You're able to problem solve for your clients that you were taking on in your startup. Could you share a recent challenge you've tackled recently and how it helped your team?
Yeah. So, just like I said before, things are always changing in the tech field. And so it's always going to present new problems, but with new problems comes new opportunities. And we just recently went to a summit for our software publisher, High Level, and they rolled out a whole bunch of new things that they were doing. And our company, RevForce, is our primary focus in helping to develop talent that will run the tech. And then, you kind of get a little blindside from your software publisher that we're going to roll out this thing called AI Employee, and it's going to basically eliminate the need for some of the basic technicians, the work that we might need to do things like having a virtual receptionist or having someone to help you, respond to your reviews automatically. So I could have looked at that and been like, wow, it really sucks to, have my business completely disrupted. Or I can see that as an opportunity and say, wow, I can alleviate my technicians from having to learn the rudimentary basic information, and I can reallocate their time to learning some of the more complex solutions. And we can use AI as our fundamental, forefront of helping small businesses get results. You're still going to need a technician to understand how to train the AI. You're still going to need someone with a little bit more tech basis to understand that. It was not a replacement for us, but it did make us have to take a pivot. And this is where, sometimes problems are thrown at you and you just have to learn how to pivot.
Yeah, yeah. And I totally get that. And I understand that our team is so grateful that you are always able to adapt. You are always adapting, always able to shift your thinking, and then you come in with this perspective that's so positive and, always bring in the silver lining so that our team can go, hey, okay, let's revert. Let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. Let's refocus our mission. And it's always great to have that as leadership in our team for sure. What is your favorite part about working for or with RevForce?
Well, what I love the most, I think, about working with our company is that we have a very, mission-oriented kind of culture, and that we are looking for solo operators who would have otherwise kind of been by themselves. And, we, for a long time, Mike and I operated as, solo operators, and it can get lonely when you don't have people to connect to that don't have the same values, don't have the same flexibility in their lifestyles. One of the, biggest bummers for us is that, Mike and I, when we left the traditional job market, is that, it's very hard to make friends with people when everybody's working a normal 9-to-5 job. They're location dependent. They're not able to have the flexibility just to, take a lunch in the middle of the day at 2 or 3 o'clock, or to go for a walk, or go to the beach, or do the things that we have the, flexibility to do as, digital nomads. Yeah. So we wanted to build a company that offered everybody to have the same opportunity as us. And so that's what we're really excited about and what we're going to continue to do as we move forward.
Yeah, I totally respect that. I love that. I love the aspect of getting to be a part of a team, right? I know it pulled me out of my shell being a stay-at-home mom and only having a conversation with toddlers. I was just dying. I needed some adult interaction. So it's definitely awesome to be able to work with a team and get to see everybody and that camaraderie. It's awesome. What is one thing that you always bring to the table when working with your clients or your team members?
Yeah. So, I mean, anyone who's been working with me for any amount of time will understand this about me. But, I took Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, the habit around, begin with the end in mind, heart. Like, that is 100%. I am very much a person that I'm all about efficiency. I don't want to continue working on projects or doing things if I don't understand what the outcomes are. Being a visionary, I also need to be able to see how that end, how it connects to what we're doing right now. And that keeps me motivated. And I think that's something that almost all businesses, if you're running out of motivation, it's probably because you're running out of clarity. You don't have a clear pathway forward. And so, just like you would never build a house without having an architectural blueprint first, you want to know what it's supposed to look like, when things are going wrong, and be able to allocate your resources effectively. And so essentially that's usually, a lot of my clients hate it because I will come in, they'll be midway through a project and I'll be like, well, hold on, this is all great, but where's the process map? What are we trying to do here? What are you already got in play? Because I think a lot of people blow through their budgets. They hire the wrong people and often don't understand that they're going to get the wrong outcome simply because they never really sat down and just fleshed out what they were trying to do before they got started. And so, if you work with me, you'll understand, like, if you don't have it set, I'm going to make sure that you have it set so that we actually do know what we're doing and it's an effective operation, a mission that we make sure that you do hit your milestones, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Jazmin is the queen of wireframes, the master of blueprints. That is such an awesome skill set and an asset to our team. I know all of us would be lost if we didn't have the vision that Jazmin carries with her in her brain. I don't know how she does it. If you could choose a place that you would work in the world and you'd stay there, what would it be?
Well, I feel like, I don't know that I can choose a place, a specific location, but, I love to be working on the beaches of the world, anywhere that I can, that laptop lifestyle, that's me. I'm a water baby through and through. I love to be able to be at a beach in the sun someplace And so anyone who's known Mike and I for any amount of time knows that like one of our favorite locations that we go to almost every year is Thailand. We love Southeast Asia. It's so accessible for people who want to remotely work. And because they've done such a great job of building their, infrastructure for digital nomads, as long as you have a laptop, you can connect to 5G Wi-Fi anywhere you go just about in Southeast Asia. And that's fantastic. So that's usually where we head. We don't head south for the winter like most snowbirds. We head east. And we hope to be able to continue to start building programming around helping people who want to become global citizens, who want to be able to be in a workforce that is not tied to a specific location and work from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and if anybody knows, RevForce is actually located in the Upper Peninsula where we get hit with mountains of snow. So we are excited that our founders have set a foundation in Thailand because that's where we will be at for summits and masterminds. We are so excited for this team to get over to Thailand for sure. How do you hope to make an impact with our clients and within RevForce for the near future?
Yeah, so, our big goal is to help small businesses. A lot of people don't realize we have a little Easter egg in our name. If you look at the 3 dots and the dash that follow your milestones, our mission, that is the Morse code for the letter V, which stands for victory. And, for us, it's about small business victory. We understand that, small businesses are oftentimes the bedrock and the foundation that spread freedom around the world because they're the ones who come up with the creative ideas. They're the ones who get motivated to solve the problems that oftentimes go unsolved without somebody having a passion behind it. And we just want to be able to get behind them and be a force of nature, so to speak, the force that can help them propel their dreams and their goals forward. And at the same time, we want to also help people and technicians people who feel like they've been left behind because they do see the world changing and they see technology taking over their jobs and their roles and their professions. We don't want people to be afraid of that. We want people to embrace that. See this as an opportunity that you could earn a lifestyle and an income that sets your family up to be able to live the life that you've always wanted to live without it having to be tied to, working 40, 60, 80 hours a week to live that lifestyle. Like if you develop a skill that is needed, that produces results for other people, then you get to design a life that allows you to live the way you want to live. And that's really what we hope to do with RevForce is help people start building those kinds of indispensable skills.
Yeah. Wow, Jazmin. Like the way that you put that, it's so impactful to see that vision and to hear it and to be motivated. Like for example, me being a stay-at-home mom, like what an awesome opportunity it was to pull myself out of a place where I could actually come and provide for my family. I can work remote. I can still homeschool my kids. I don't have to give it up. So definitely, I love that vision that you have for our company. It's always a pleasure to get to talk to you and to get to spend some time with you. I hope you enjoyed being on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, guys, that is a wrap for episode for Frontline Focus. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Jazmin a little bit more and exploring her passions and her purpose for driving RevForce forward. And please remember here at RevForce, your milestone is our mission. Thanks for tuning in.